Okay, hey guys. So, a quick follow-up video on this so-called Viper PolyMod chassis that I've been looking at that my buddy bought used. I went ahead and took it apart, and this is the 2.5 ohm armature that was out of this chassis. I had a couple of suggestions in the comments from my first video, so I tried some of those. I went ahead and cleaned in between the commutator plates really good. I shimmed the top of the armature as well as the back, so I kind of re-shimmed it and got it shimmed real good. I went ahead and used I did that in my first video, the 23 tooth crown gear. And I checked the motor magnets against some of my motor magnets with my meter, and they were pretty much exactly, but they were very close, so it's not the magnets. So another suggestion was to just take this armature and put it in one of my cars and see if the problem well, not problem, but see if the numbers on the dyno follow. So the best I could do with this was in the low fours, and then after running for a little while, it still seems to drop down, which is odd. Normally, as these things warm up and run on the dyno, they usually kind of go up a little bit. And it would go down to like the 3.8 range. And just as a comparison, this is actually a 6 ohm, though this is a hot stock balanced armature, but it's a 5.8 ohm armature. And at 18.5 volts, this thing's pulling, 340, and that's a 6 ohm arm. This is a 3 ohm non-balanced Viper modified, and this is up 4.4. I would expect this armature to be doing better than that, and for a 2.5 ohm armature, I would expect it to be in the 5 range on the dyno, like some of my other 2.5 ohm cars. So I thought I would take this armature, the 2.5 ohm, put it in this 3 ohm car, and see what kind of speeds we get. So I am going to do that. I'm going to take this thing apart. Do this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera for a second. I'll do this. I'll swap the armature real quick. Okay, so I now have the 2.5 ohm armature that was in the used car in my 3 ohm, one of my 3 ohm Viper modified. So the magnets, the electrical, the end bell, everything is from my car other than the armature. And this was pulling, well, with the 3 ohm standard armature that's in a Viper modified, I was pulling like a 4.4, something like that. So let's see now what this will do. Yeah, so again, it's still under 4. Definitely something with the armature. And there it goes, it's slowing down again, down to 3.7. Even lower. And I'm running the dyno at 18.5 volts. Wow, this is really dropping down now. Oh, that's not good. Wow, I don't know what to make of that. Oh, the armature's getting pretty hot. Really hot. Interesting. I didn't check the, oh, I got a problem here with the spacing. I got gotta check. Yeah, this is definitely too tight, so stand by. Yeah, I didn't realize that I had a 0.1 spacer on my modified, and it was actually inside the end bell. And I actually also had the spacer that was on the armature, so, and it has a spacer here, so we have to take this guy out of the equation and just put what it had when it was in the other chassis. So I didn't see that was stuck to the bushing in the end bell. This end bell. So I'm gonna put this back together. We'll try that again. All right, so we are all back together, and now we have a little bit of play in the armature. And let's see what the sorry, let me adjust the camera here again. See what we get on the dyno this time. Yeah, that's about the best I was getting when it was in the other chassis, and then it would kind of drop down below 4. Still nowhere close to the 5 range that I would expect it to be at. Yeah, so it's definitely just something with this particular armature. Who knows? Could be one of the windings has a short or a problem in it, or because it's running the same in this car as it was in the other chassis with all the other parts to the other chassis. So it's definitely following the armature. I am going to go ahead and put this back together. Just launched a pickup shoe. All right, I'm gonna pause this and put both cars back together and do one final dyno test. All right, we've got both cars put back together. I have the 22 tooth gear rear end out of this car back in this car, so this is my 3 ohm car. Again, running a 440, 442, 444, 446, so approaching 450 on this 3 ohm car. Unbalanced stock Viper modified. Let's put the 22 tooth rear end in the 2.5 ohm arm, balanced arm. So yeah, there it goes again. Started off in the 4s and goes down into the 3s. Yeah, that's it, guys. My conclusion is this armature is just what it is. It's not really in the best condition for a 2.5 ohm armature. So that's it. All right, guys. Thanks for checking out the video. If you have any other suggestions or comments, hit me up in the comments section, but I think we've pretty much done everything we can with this particular chassis and this particular armature. So I mean, it still runs. It's a strong running car. Don't get me wrong. Running at a 4.0 on the dyno is still pretty quick, and running it on the track, it does run quick. So it's up to my buddy if he really wants to go with an even better armature in this car. But all right, guys, take care.